we shall never know peace. At least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out. And I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
What's good, basketball family? You know what? I can't stay quiet about this anymore. We just witnessed one of the most embarrassing marketing disasters in sports history, and it involves your girl Angel Reese trying to play in Caitlin Clark's league, literally and figuratively. I'm talking about a marketing campaign so tone-deaf, so desperate, that it actually made me feel secondhand embarrassment. And listen, I'm about to break down exactly why this backfired so spectacularly that even the ticket scalpers couldn't save it. If you're Team CC like me, you need to hear this breakdown because this isn't just about shoes. This is about respect, authenticity, and why you can't fake greatness. Drop A in the comments if you're ready for some real talk.
Angel, me bound, prayer, Reese. You're only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be. That ain't nothing to be proud of.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Angel Reese's. Now here's where it gets spicy, basketball fans. Angel Reese thought she was about to have her main character moment at the 2025 All-Star Weekend. She had it all planned out. Signature shoe drop, billboards everywhere in Indianapolis, and that controversial "I'm in your city" campaign. She basically said, "This is my time to shine." But here's the thing that makes this so brutal. She was banking everything on sharing the court with Caitlin Clark. Her entire strategy was, if I just stand close enough to greatness, maybe some of it will rub off on me. That's not confidence, that's desperation.
Here, everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe. Here, it gives you the power of the rebound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see, the Angel Reese rebound! Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot, she'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang! I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again!
Let's talk about this Reebok situation because this is where it gets messy. The Angel Reese ones dropped in two colorways, Diamond Dust and My Bounds, and Reebok threw their entire marketing budget behind this launch. They're flooding Indianapolis with ads, timing everything perfectly for maximum exposure during All-Star Weekend. But here's the brutal truth they didn't want to admit. Their entire campaign success was riding on one person, and that person wasn't even Angel Reese. They were banking on Caitlin Clark being there to generate the buzz that would sell Angel's shoes. Think about how wild that is. You're launching someone's signature shoe, but you need their rival to be present for it to work? That's not a marketing strategy, that's a prayer.
Literally, debut. It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously ended up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlin didn't play. Or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. The plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the
And then boom, reality hit like a freight train. Caitlin Clark gets injured, can't play, and suddenly this perfectly crafted marketing campaign turns into a house of cards. Without CC on the court, the entire WNBA lost its biggest draw. Let me put this in perspective for you. Caitlin Clark is the kind of player who can turn a random Tuesday night game into appointment television. She's the LeBron James of women's basketball right now, and without her, the excitement just evaporated.
one of those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together because that is where they're going to be at their most relevant.
The numbers don't lie, and these numbers are brutal. When Caitlin Clark played in the 2024 All-Star Game, it pulled 3.44 million viewers. That's massive. But this year, With Clark sitting on the bench in street clothes, it dropped to 2.19 million. That's a 36% drop. In Indianapolis, in her city. This wasn't just a ratings dip, this was a complete exposure of who actually moves the needle in this league. Angel Reese had every advantage: home court marketing, billboard campaign, signature shoe launch, and still couldn't generate the buzz that Caitlin Clark creates just by existing.
But there is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment, and that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention.
This is where Angel Reese's I'm in Your City campaign goes from bold to just plain awkward. Picture this. You roll up to someone's house with a megaphone talking about how you're taking over, but the person you're trying to show up isn't even home. That's exactly what happened here. Clark couldn't defend her city because she was injured, which made Reese look like she was celebrating a forfeit. That's not victory, that's just sad. Real champions want to face their opponents at full strength. They don't celebrate when their competition is sidelined.
So the WNBA's All-Star game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is a success. Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only could draw that. So, and this is with all the stars.
The campaign was everywhere. Billboards, digital ads, Instagram reels with captions like "I'm in your city" and "Walk in your trap." She was going for that dominant energy, but here's the problem. Dominance has to be earned, not advertised. You can't just declare yourself the queen and expect everyone to bow down. That's not how it works. Real influence is built through performance, consistency, and earning your fans' respect, not through aggressive marketing campaigns.
The WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up, and you need to have a talk with your players.
And the fans? Oh boy, they were not having it. Social media was brutal with the criticism. People were calling her out left and right. She can't even sell her shoe without piggybacking off Caitlin Clark. Another person joked, "More photographers than fans at this launch." The internet was ruthless, and honestly, they weren't wrong. When your biggest marketing moment feels like someone celebrating a forfeit victory, people are going to call you out on it. Authenticity matters, and fans can smell desperation from a mile away.
Reese All-Star Weekend Edition! How about it? Let's get it! Hey, you know what they say? 4 is more. Bang! Her loyal fans showed out in Indy, all 4 of them, and somebody's drunk uncle. Take a look at what unemployment looks like. Bang! What do you mean you didn't watch the All-Star game? You're telling me you have a social life? What?
What's butter pecan mean? It's provocative. It gets people going.
Butter pecan! Bang!
Let's break down just how prepared Angel Reese was for this moment. She had everything set up perfectly. Indianapolis location, Reebok signature shoe launch, billboards blanketing the city, social media firing on all cylinders, marketing machine in overdrive. This was supposed to be her coming out party, her moment to step out of Caitlin Clark's shadow. But despite having every possible advantage, the buzz just wasn't there. The excitement was missing. And you know why? Because authentic star power can't be manufactured through marketing campaigns. It has to be earned through greatness.
You can barely dribble. You miss layups on purpose, and they record them as rebounds. You be stat padding. You don't elevate your players. You went to a stacked LSU team. You hear me? My precious CC owns you. You want to know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time. That championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And waved to your coach. You hear me? At the end of
The WNBA tried to play damage control with their PR spin, comparing 2025 numbers to 2023's 850,000 viewers and calling it a win. But they conveniently ignored the elephant in the room, 2024's 3.44 million with Caitlin Clark. That's like saying you're happy with a C grade while ignoring you got an A+ last year. Everyone saw through that strategy immediately. What they were really admitting was, without Clark, we're back to being niche, back to pre-relevance levels. That's not a win. That's an exposure of just how much this league depends on one superstar.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
Here's what Angel Reese fundamentally misunderstood about star power. You can't copy someone else's blueprint and expect the same results. She looked at Caitlin Clark's sold-out shoes, her $28 million Nike deal, the endless headlines, and thought, I can do that too. But here's the difference. Caitlin Clark's brand isn't built on logos and gimmicks, it's built on earned loyalty. Her fans don't show up because of clever advertising. They show up because they believe in her journey. That trust was built through years of elite play, clutch moments, authentic interviews, and pure passion for the game. You can't shortcut that process.
And a blatant message, a shot across thou bow. All right, and your ship. Well, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink. Woo! WNBA All-Star Game sees ratings drop without Caitlin Clark, and it's ugly. It's real ugly.
And here's the most revealing moment of all. In that Netflix documentary with Shaq, there was this brutally honest moment where they basically admitted Angel Reese needed to be head-to-toe in Reebok gear specifically when facing Caitlin Clark. Translation, her brand only pops when Clark is in the frame. That's devastating. Instead of promoting Reese as a standalone star, they were openly strategizing about how to make her relevant by positioning her next to the person she's constantly compared to. That's not building a brand. That's admitting you need someone else's star power to shine.
There's no comparison between y'all two. You hear me? And she has a $28 million Nike deal. Nike is better than Reebok last time I checked. And Angel, me bound pray up Reese. Last time I checked, you said Indianapolis was racist and they was dangerous. Why did you show up? Because you could have just watched from the crib. You hear me? So let me tell you this. Please stop associating my precious Cece with the trap. She don't know what a trap is. At the end of the day, she might know what a rat trap or mouse trap is, okay? But anything else other than that, please do not. No, we not gonna.
By Sunday night, Angel Reese posted this message. This was the most fun I've had in a while because of the players, with players in all caps. This felt like a subtle jab at Indianapolis fans who had actually been pretty gracious to her all weekend. It was such an odd message to send after a weekend that clearly didn't go as planned. Instead of taking responsibility or showing gratitude, she seemed to be throwing shade. That's not the mindset of someone who understands how to build lasting fan relationships.
So one of his genius decisions was this. Signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of like fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing the mark and like scampering back to get the ball and then shooting again real fast and it just doesn't come anywhere near the hoop. That is, if you haven't seen her play, that's what it is. Put that image here, that is her.
What we witnessed wasn't just a marketing flop, it was a masterclass in how not to understand influence. Caitlin Clark doesn't attract fans because she's marketed well. She gets marketed well because she attracts fans. Angel Reese got this completely backwards. She thought she could create Clark-level demand with flashy ad buys, catchy slogans, and bold moves in Clark's hometown. But star power doesn't work like that. It's not a costume you can put on. It's built over time, forged in moments of greatness, and cemented by consistency and humility.
And look, I don't know what the Reese was thinking. She wanted her shoe that just came out a couple months ago that cost $1,000. Now look, I'm all for athletes getting a shoe deal, having their design, specified, perfect shoe that's significant to them and to other fans. But $1,000 for a shoe, love, I love you, I really do. But you definitely been on some shit, like lately. I'm not going to lie to you. You have. But $1,000.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend will be remembered as the moment when the league and Angel Reese learned a harsh lesson about authentic star power. The 36% ratings drop, the ticket price nosedive, the collective shrug from fans, it all pointed to one undeniable truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just another star, she is the star. And when she's not on the court, the entire product suffers. Angel Reese tried to sell herself by attaching her brand to Clark's shine, but fans aren't dumb. They know authenticity when they see it. The numbers don't lie. The excitement, the momentum, the future of the WNBA runs through Caitlin Clark. This weekend proved that trying to pretend otherwise only leads to failure.
So bad that when Caitlin Clark and her were supposed to face off against each other the other week, the ticket sales went down from $100 to like $5 because Caitlin Clark got injured. She had a quad injury, so she wasn't playing. So guess what? No one wanted to go watch. And if you don't know Caitlin Clark, she's pretty much the GOAT of the WNBA and is the reason why people are watching. No one watches you, Angel Reese. No one watches you. The only thing that I enjoy watching is all the clips on TikTok of you just countlessly just missing every
If you're team Caitlin Clark like me, drop that emoji in the comments. Baby goat over baby giraffe every single time. Smash that like button, subscribe for more real basketball analysis, and turn on notifications because we're just getting started with these deep dives.